Our Computex 2025 coverage is made possible by Corsair, ASUS, Phanteks, G-Skill, Lee, Seasonic, Thermal Grizzly, Trix, Team Group, Antec, Pro Gamers Group, InWin, BitsPower, Be Quiet, Cable Mod, and Cougar. What's going on, guys? I'm Stuart from GGF. It is Computex Day 4 and we are at the Be Quiet booth here. Now, I think this is actually the first time I've covered Be Quiet at an exhibition like this. So a few things to cover: all-in-one coolers, interesting case modified they've got going, and then those keyboards they've just released. So over here, two at the back are their current revisions. This one here is a new cost-effective, more affordable all-in-one cooler. So the main aim that Be Quiet is trying to do here, so a lot of people want an LCD on their all-in-one cooler. It looks great. You can play around with it. A few things with that is it's a bit tricky to get it up and going. You've got to customize the screen a bit, and a lot of times the software is a bit tricky, and a lot of people don't want to be running the software on their PC. And then secondly is the cost. They are quite expensive. So these two units here, the non-RGB unit, you're looking at $99 US for the smaller size, so that'll be $240, and then the starting for the 360 over here is around $139, that's US. So $139, you get the RGB version. So some interesting things with this one. It's hard to show how it looks when it's got a static light like this. So this is purple. The one in this system, I'll get some B-roll, it's got the RGB light, and it very much looks like an LCD. Now, you're not going to be able to customize it as much as an LCD. Can't throw whatever you want on there. But when we move around over here, for the $139, they will throw in these foil packs. So if you have a foil printer, or if there's some way you can get access to one, these can be printed. Obviously the majority of these say Be Quiet, Be Quiet, Be Quiet, different types of Be Quiet. So you can just simply, I'll attempt to do this on film. You can take this cap off, I believe. It's right there. It's just a little cap at the top like that, just a clear one. I can take this out like that. So I'll get a shot of that. So that's how it is, bit of plastic, and then you can see through it. Let's get a cool one. Let's get this one. So if you're like an SI, you have a logo, a brand, or you're even doing like a gaming theme for an SI, you bring out like a Call of Duty range of PCs, or you got a different segment of PCs, you can change that and away you go. So you can modify that, like looks cool. If you're in a gaming squad where you got your own logo, you can change those around. So just something a little bit different instead of having to go with the full LCD option. Obviously, if you go with an LCD screen on an all-in-one cooler, you can do things like stats of your system and that, but this is just purely to get those images on there, and then they're in that competitive price range as well. For the specs of the actual pump inside, if I get any information, I will throw that on. But the model of these is a Pure Loop 3 LX, and then we have just a Pure Loop 3. So LX is for the RGB, and for offloading the RGB, no software, that'll go straight to your motherboard, or if you have like a third-party ARGB controller, you can run that, and then the fans will just go to your motherboard PWM header. Moving on to some power supplies from Be Quiet, and many of you probably don't know that Be Quiet actually originated starting with power supplies. So they're about 20 or so years into making power supplies, and that's where it all came from. So we have a range here. Most of these are all on the market. The one up there, the Pure Power M13. So when you see a number at the end or sort of in the middle of the Be Quiet model number for the power supplies, like these are the Dark Power 13, the Pure Zone 2. That's the number iteration of the PSU and the version. So we got 13 versions of that one. This is the current one, 13 versions of this one. And Power Zone 2 being 2, that's their second iteration. Now, this one's their big boy one over here. I've got the 1600 watt unit, very, very nice, but I actually didn't know that they are producing them in smaller units. So this one here is a 16 and a 1300 watt. That's all I thought they did, but they're now dropping them down to 1850 and 750. Now this is their high performance titanium unit. Now they're bringing that over to the lower wattage units from the 1850 and 750, and I really like the aesthetics on these power supplies. I'll get some close-ups on this. As you can see, very, very nice. The back looks really cool, and it's good that now they're just not leaving them at 1600 watt and 1300 watt, because people may want that aesthetic. They want that premium titanium in the power supply in something a little bit smaller. And this one here looks very nice. It's like all brushed on the outside, heap of connectors, and then obviously as we move down the line, they will be more and more affordable. And the new Power Zone 2 iteration has the semi-passive 0 RPM cooling. So you may notice that a lot of Be Quiet products is they focus on noise. I didn't mention it on those all-in-one coolers. They're very, very quiet as well with the pump noise. I covered their keyboards in an unboxing recently. Those ones are very, very quiet. We'll be looking at them soon. So everything they do, and that's moved on to these power supplies, or they probably started from the power supplies and moved over to the other products, is they focus on quiet and then also performance as well. So Be Quiet launched the Lightbase 900 towards the end of last year. So this is the chassis here, but you might be thinking, hey, you might have this case and you might be like, this is looking a little bit different. So the main sort of highlighted points with this chassis, it was actually announced at Computex last year. I remember seeing it, has multi-directional sort of support for how it can sit on the desk. It can go the normal way, it can go inverted, and then it can also lie down on the back panel. All of the feet were adjustable, but this is a fourth option they are releasing. So what they do is they sort of lift it up on a pedestal, and this is just all in trial at the moment. I want to know what your thoughts are on something like this. Does this look cool? Something you can do to sort of change the footprint of your case. Obviously, when it's sitting down normally, it's going to consume more space on your desk. When you have that vertical Z height, you're using the smallest footprint, which is the back of the case in this scenario, and you're raising it up. So the different type of pedestals for this one, you've got a solid wood one. Obviously, these would probably change a little bit. They would probably need some ventilation in here on the sides, because one way you can do this is, now that you've rotated it, you can now change the whole way your airflow works in your case. You can have in at the bottom, full 360 in on the side, or even 420. Full 420 worth of fans on that side, and then out along the top here. Now, we were at another booth that had a similar case like this, and I really do like this design idea, because normally in a traditional case, if you have intake coming at the bottom, you have a large GPU. You're going to disrupt that airflow going from the bottom to the top. And also in a traditional case, if it sits off the ground about an inch, you have limited airflow. Now, you've got full free range of air, providing you don't jam this up against the wall. If it's sitting out like this, you've got full air intake here, full air intake here, little fan at the bottom, and then exhaust there. So plenty of airflow in a chassis like this. And we just got some mock-ups here on some different design aesthetics for the bases. So this is real wood, pretty heavy. We've got another design there that follows the actual aesthetic of the case. So it has all those slits and grills. The bottom follows that, and then this is a more solid one. So for the timber one, I'm not gonna be able to do it one-handed, but timber one just sits on it. There's little notches routed out of it, sits on it. Now I've got another one down here. This is a steel one. So obviously all of your AIO is shooting straight down. There is a port at the back. So this is where you would run all your cables out of. I think two things would be good. Instead of having a hole, they should have like a notch. I know this will probably affect the structural integrity, but need to have a notch so you can have all your cables plugged in, and then when you drop it on, the cables will just go down into that notch. Whereas if they have this, you need to feed all of your cables through this hole first. Second, they probably need some more ventilation ports, because if you do want to use the bottom for some intake, you might need a little bit more room than that. And then I can see that the steel one is a little bit higher than the timber one. But yeah, overall, I want to know your thoughts. Something like this, if they charge like 20, 30, I don't know how much, $40 for something like this, just to change the way your case looks. And I'll get some B-roll on this, because when I stand back here, it just wouldn't say blends in, but it just fits so nicely together. It is 100% seamless. I think the timber one stands out a little bit. It does look a little bit weird, but this black one just looks so nice in this orientation. Lastly, at the Be Quiet booth, we're looking at their new dark mount keyboard. Now, I was lucky enough to be sent this, I think about 2 weeks ago. I did that quick unboxing, it's on my channel. So if you want to see all the ins and outs on this keyboard, I didn't really go into testing it because I opened it straight for the first time on film. I played around with some of the keys, I installed the software, and then you can move quite a bit of this keyboard around. Now, these come in two different types. Everything is the same in terms of the way they're made and all that. It's just the switches are different. They have the tactile one and the silent linear one. So more about this keyboard, and in that video I did say I was going to test it for the time between I unboxed it to Computex, which I have. I've been using it as my personal keyboard for my editing. I don't do it for gaming because I have a specific gaming keyboard, and I normally game on a small keyboard, but I've been using this for my editing, and it's been really, really good. I did say in the video I'll probably swap the switches over, which I did. I just do not like silent switches. Like this keyboard, you will not hear this. You can barely hear it in my video when I brought it up to the microphone. It's super, super silent, and that's what Be Quiet is focusing on. But for me, I like my clicky blue switches, which I think is fine, because the way they've designed this keyboard is you can change them, you can do whatever you want. So you have to keep that in mind, that this keyboard is super, super silent. Even with the tactile ones over here, I can barely even hear that as well. So it's not the clicky ones that you might prefer, which I do. Now, I did say in that video I was going to give any feedback to you guys of any issues I had for the hardware side of things on the keyboard. Absolutely like it, no issues with the keys, the lighting looks nice. These wrist pads are super, super soft. They're not the firm ones like on other keyboards. They are magnetized, they just come off like that, super easy, and they're like a nice little cushion. You can, of course, move this on. For anyone who hasn't seen the video, I'll just run through some things. You can flip this back through the other side. You can run this on that side. It's got like the, I've been calling it the Elgato Stream Deck on the numpad. They probably hate me saying that, but it's similar to that. And then you have this modular screen that you can unclip here like that, and then you can clip it on this side. To be honest, I haven't really used the screen much. I use the volume all the time, but I don't really use the other functions to change the lighting. I use the software. I don't really use the play, pause and all that much, but someone else might find it helpful. I did mention to them that it doesn't have anything like game support, FPS counters and that. They're gonna look into that. Putting an FPS counter would be sweet. The only issue is if you run the keyboard super flat, so it did have, I just took one off, it had those magnetized feet. You stacked them together to get the different height. If you run it super flat, the screen nearly almost sits flat, and when you're sitting back at your desk, you can't properly see the screen, so it either needed to be tilted a little bit or you need to tilt the keyboard with the feet. But the only issue I did have with the keyboard is the software doesn't seem to hold all of your settings for the customizable screen switches. I spoke to them here. They said that'll just be fixed in a future update and that'll all be sorted because that is software side. But overall, I was impressed with these keyboards, and then it also has the light mounts as well, which is the more affordable option, and it doesn't come with the extra buttons on the numpad and then the screen as well. But that is it on our Be Quiet Computex coverage. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.